Contouring's a huge trend, but I have quite a square face. I've got quite a square jaw, so when I contour, I like to focus on trying to get better cheekbones and give my face a bit more shape. So I kind of don't bother too much with the jawline because it's already quite chiseled in a way. And I don't really contour up here either, just because my forehead's not that big, and if you do that too much, because I've got blonde hair, it can go a bit orange and get in your hairline and not look very good. So I tend to focus mostly on my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, and then a little bit on my double chin so that I don't get one. This is all I use to contour. Do you have everything you need? I start off by just chiseling out the cheekbone. And if you don't know how to find your cheekbones, then a really good tip is to use the pads of your thumbs, and then you kind of just cup your face. You look a bit weird doing it, but if you just use these pad bits and kind of hold your face and push like your chubby cheeks up, and where it stops, that's where your cheekbone is. So that is exactly where you want to apply the bronzer. So I just draw a line, and it looks quite dark and severe, but it will be fine once you blend it. And same on the other side. Don't go too far down to your mouth because it just looks a bit weird if it's all the way down. So kind of stop like where your nose is, a little bit lower. And then once you've drawn that line, either use your finger to blend. With cream products, it's quite nice to use your finger. Or if you're using a powder, then you could use a brush. And just blend it out. And really try and get in towards the ear as well, because if you end up with a big white patch, it will look weird. So just blend this in. And as well, if you kind of forget and you're not really sure if you're doing it in the right place, you can either suck in your cheekbones, obviously, and that's where it is, or it's kind of the top of the ear towards the corner of the mouth, so just keep in this kind of section. Just keep blending. Try not to leave it for too long because it can kind of set the cream. And again on the other side. You have to kind of pull a duck face as you're doing it, but it's fine. If you don't really wear a dewy foundation, if you like a really, really matte finish or a powdered finish, then maybe use a powder, just because if you use a cream on top of a powder, it can go a bit cakey. So then once I've done my cheekbones and I'm happy with the depth of the colour, I do a little bit in my temples. And like I said before, I don't like to do the top of my forehead because it's just too much. And because I've got a square face, I don't want to make it seem any shorter. I kind of want to elongate it a bit. But I do the temples just to give a little bit more of, like a bit more shape to the face. So I'll just do here and here. And blend this in again. It kind of fakes a tan at the same time. You look a bit more naturally brown. If I forget to contour in the morning and I go into work, I just think I look so flat and it looks really weird. And then again with my jawline, because the sides are quite chiseled and already quite square, I don't tend to focus a lot on this. If you've got quite a round face, then maybe you would do that. But for me, I just go under here, just under the chin, and blend it out down your neck. And what this does is it not only makes your foundation or your bronzer and everything kind of match your neck as well, so you don't end up with an orange face, but it slims out the neck a bit. So if you're a bit like me and you are worried that you're going to get a double chin, you can kind of soften that off. There we go. So then once your bronzer is contoured and blended, it's time to highlight. And again, because my face is square, highlighting's all about kind of giving definition to the center part and kind of forgetting the rest. So I go in then down the bridge of my nose, on my Cupid's bow. This makes your lips look bigger as well. And just blend. So just kind of focusing in the center of the face. If you've got a very short forehead, then you can highlight this part in the center. And by blending this up, it will kind of make your forehead seem a bit longer, which if you've got a square face can be quite good. And then again, on the top of the cheekbones, I'll just put this a little bit right on the top, so above where you contoured with the bronzer. And then this kind of shows off the contoured bronzer a bit more. It adds a bit more contrast. And it makes your skin look really nice. Gives it a bit of a glowy sheen. There we go. And then another thing that I once learned from a makeup artist was about contouring your nose. I don't really like my nose. I've got this weird thing where I think it goes off to the side, and it's probably something that nobody else notices, but I do. So I asked the makeup artist if I could contour it to not only make it just look a bit thinner, but to make it look more central. And so basically she told me that if you only contour one side, it will draw the eye in and make it look a bit more symmetrical. So for me, I think my nose kind of goes off to this side. Now you're all going to notice, and you probably wouldn't have done before. So I just take a little bit of the bronze shade again and just contour, just draw a line down the side that I think it goes off to. And then just blend this with my finger. And essentially all this does is try and straighten it off again. It's one of those things that is so stupid and nobody else would probably ever care or ever notice. But for me, it makes me feel a little bit more confident. And then there you have it. That's how to contour for a square face. If you like this and you're going to give it a try at home, make sure you take a picture and post it on Instagram and hashtag BeautyAdvisor so that we can look and we can comment and like it as well.